Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving deep into the world of AI side hustles.
AI side hustles?
Yeah, we came across this YouTube video with this very bold
Oh,
title.
yeah.
Best AI side hustles to earn $500 plus per day
Wow.
in 2025 with the money emoji and the winky face
Okay.
by the channel, the financial blueprint.
hmm
Now, we probably won't be hitting those exact numbers, but
Probably not, no.
this video got us thinking, AI is really changing the way we work
This
and
really is. And
earn.
yeah, and some of these ways that people are using it to generate income are
Uh,
pretty surprising.
they really are.
Like things that you wouldn't have even thought of a few years ago.
Like AI generated dot-to-dot books.
The got-to-dot books.
Yeah, the video highlighted one creator pulling in an estimated $16,000 a month.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying we're all going to become
Got-to-dot millionaires.
dot millionaires, right? But it really shows the potential of platforms like Amazon KDP.
Yeah, and Amazon KDP's been around for a while, but AI is like taking the self out of self-publishing.
Exactly.
Because you can now use AI tools to generate the content, so you don't actually have to write or design anything yourself.
And it's so simple. Like, you can use AI image generators like Midjourney
Right? Midjourney is a great one.
to create the images, and then you
Yeah.
can just tweak them using something simple, like even Canva,
Yeah, Canva's super user-friendly.
and then prepare it for publishing on Amazon KDP.
It's a really streamlined process,
It is.
and it makes it possible for people who may not have traditional artistic skills to create these types of books.
It's like AI is democratizing creativity.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mind-blowing when you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, brace yourself for this next one. AI-generated podcasts.
Podcasts.
Yeah, as a true crime podcast addict myself, I was super intrigued by this one.
I can see why.
Apparently, some creators are earning hundreds, even over $1,000 per day
Wow.
from ad revenue on YouTube.
From YouTube.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How are they doing that?
Well, so they're using AI tools like Google's Notebook LM.
Notebook LM.
Yeah, and it can actually take written information, like say a Wikipedia article,
Okay.
and transform it into like a conversational podcast script.
No way.
Yeah, and it even has like AI-generated voices.
So you don't even need to record your own voice.
Nope, completely hands off.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes you wonder, what does it even mean to be a podcaster these days?
Right. Like, is it about the information?
The personality?
Personality, the
The
voice,
voice.
the connection with the
What
audience.
connection with the audience?
It's blurring the lines between human and machine-created content.
It really is.
And it'll be interesting to see how audiences respond to that.
Yeah, and speaking of things that smell good,
Oh, this is a good one.
let's talk about AI automated candles.
AI automated candles.
I know it sounds a bit random, but the video highlighted this hustle as a surprisingly lucrative niche,
Okay,
especially on Etsy.
interesting.
Apparently, people love candles with funny or cheeky jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, those are popular.
And guess what? There's an AI for that.
An AI for jokes.
Uh-huh.
So you're telling me I can have an AI write jokes for my Campbell labels?
Yes.
That's amazing. What AI would I use for that?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, of course.
It can be your personal joke writer.
So I can just tell it what kind of jokes I want.
Yep, puns, one-liners, tailored to your target audience.
And then what? How do I actually make the candles?
Well, then you combine that with Canva
Canva always comes in handy.
for the label design, and then you use a print-on-demand service like Printify.
Oh, so you don't even have to make the candles yourself.
Nope, they handle the production and the shipping.
That's so smart. It's like a completely automated side hustle.
It is low effort, potentially high reward.
I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's move on to a hustle that's a bit more, shall we say, controversial.
Controversial. Okay. I'm intrigued.
AI influencers.
AI influencers.
Now, before we dive in, I just want to emphasize that we're exploring this concept,
Right.
not necessarily endorsing it.
Of course, we're just here to learn
Right.
and see what's out there.
Okay, so these AI influencers, they're basically digital creations brought to life.
Digital creations.
Yeah, using
Right.
tools like Focus and deepfake technology.
Oh, wow. So like really realistic looking
Yeah,
fake people.
yes, and it's really hard to tell the difference
I bet.
between a real person and an AI-generated persona.
It's a little scary when you think about it.
It is, and people are actually paying for access
Right.
to these digital creations.
Really? Why?
Well, sometimes it's for adult content,
Okay.
but a lot of times it's through platforms like Patreon or Fanvu.
Interesting.
The video actually claimed that hundreds of creators are making over $10,000 a month from
Right.
AI influencers.
That's a lot of money.
It is. It really makes you think
But
about, like,
the ethics of it all.
right.
Like, is it okay to profit from these AI-generated personas?
And where do we draw the line between fantasy and deception?
And how do we protect ourselves in a world where it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not?
Right, big questions.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a hustle that's a bit more grounded, niche word search books.
Niche word search books.
Okay.
Listening.
It might not be as glamorous as AI influencers, but it seems like a pretty consistent earner on Amazon.
Interesting.
The video showed a creator generating an estimated $6,800 a month
From word searches.
from a children's word search book.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and again, it seems like the formula is pretty straightforward. ChatGPT to generate the puzzles,
Mm-hmm.
Canva for design,
Canva for everything.
and Amazon KDP to handle the publishing and the sales.
So easy. Anyone could do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing how AI is making it possible for anyone to create and sell digital products.
And make passive income.
Exactly. Imagine building a library of these niche activity books, each one generating revenue month after month.
That's the dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of dreams, the video creator also shared their own 90-day experiment,
90 days. What were they doing?
using AI to design and sell T-shirts on Etsy.
T-shirts on Etsy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Using Printify for print on demand.
Printify is great.
Yeah, so they used ChatGPT to generate catchy slogans.
Okay.
Mid-journey for the artwork.
So they were using multiple AI tools
And then Canva to combine the two.
and bring it all together.
Yes, creating unique T-shirt designs and then listing them on Etsy.
I wonder how it turned out.
Me too. It just shows that we're not just talking about abstract concepts here.
Right. These are real people
These are real people using AI tools
looking real money.
to build businesses.
It's pretty inspiring.
It is.
Yeah, it really is amazing to see how these AI tools are like changing the whole creative landscape.
Right. It's like AI is giving everybody a chance to be an artist, a writer, an entrepreneur.
And it's all happening so fast. I mean, think about those like early text-to-speech programs.
Oh, yeah.
The voices sounded so robotic, so unnatural.
Totally.
But now with these new AI tools like Google's Notebook LM,
Yeah.
we're seeing this huge leap in quality. The voices are becoming so lifelike. It's getting really hard to tell the difference between them and a real human voice.
It's kind of freaky, actually, when you think about the implications, especially for something like podcasting.
Right?
Like, could we be headed towards a future where AI hosts, AI guests, even AI listeners are like the norm?
That's a really fascinating question. The technology is definitely moving in that direction. And I think it's really up to us, both as creators and consumers, to decide how we want to use it. AI is a tool at the end of the day. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It's our responsibility to kind of shape how this technology develops and make sure it's benefiting society as a whole.
I think that's a super important point. We can't just like blindly embrace AI without really thinking about those potential downsides.
Yeah, there are definitely some ethical concerns that we need to address.
We've talked about some of them, like the potential for job displacement,
Right.
and the creation of like misleading content.
That's like,
But what about the impact on human creativity itself?
oh, that's interesting.
Like if AI can create content that's basically indistinguishable from human-made content, where does that leave us as humans?
That's a really valid concern. And it's
Yeah.
something that we need to be mindful of as AI becomes more sophisticated.
Yeah.
We need to start having these open and honest conversations about the potential impact on various industries and start establishing some guidelines for responsible AI development and use.
Totally agree. This conversation needs to happen now before we get too far down this AI rabbit hole.
Yeah, we don't want to wait until it's too late.
Exactly. But hey, let's lighten things up a bit and circle back to one of the more, shall we say, whimsical hustles we discussed.
Okay, which one?
Those AI automated candles.
Oh, yeah, the candles with the jokes.
It's such a simple concept, but it seems to be working really well for some creators.
Yeah, it's a clever example of identifying a niche market and then using AI to cater to that market. Like the creator we saw highlighted the popularity of candles with funny or cheeky jokes on Etsy.
Yeah.
And with ChatGPT being able to generate humor tailored to specific audiences, it's like having a built-in comedy writer at your disposal.
It's like a little AI joke factory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you combine that with Canva for the label design and a print-on-demand service like Printify.
It's so streamlined.
Yeah, it's a really low-effort, potentially high-reward business model.
I love it. And speaking of things that are surprisingly lucrative, let's revisit those niche word search books.
Oh yeah, those were interesting.
It might not be the most glamorous hustle, but those sales figures were pretty impressive.
Definitely. The example we saw was a children's word search book that was generating an estimated $6,800 a month in sales on Amazon,
Yeah, and it's all passive income.
which is amazing.
Like it just keeps coming in month after month.
Exactly. And the best part is it can be created relatively easily using AI tools.
Right. The recipe for success is right there. ChatGPT for the puzzles, Canva for the design, and Amazon KDP for publishing and distribution.
So simple.
It's amazing how AI is kind of democratizing the publishing industry,
It really is.
giving anyone the power to create and sell their own books.
That's empowering.
It is. It's really inspiring to see how people are using their creativity and entrepreneurial spirit to leverage these new technologies. And it's not just about making money.
No, it's not.
It's about building something of your own,
No.
having control over your work,
Mm-hmm.
pursuing your passions.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be an entrepreneur, and AI is definitely opening up a whole new world of opportunities.
It is. But let's not get carried away by all the excitement and forget about the potential downside.
Right. We always need to be mindful of the risks.
We've talked about the ethical concerns,
Mm.
the potential for job displacement, the need for responsible AI development.
Definitely.
It's all about finding that balance.
Right. It's a delicate balance. But I think we can navigate those challenges and use AI for good.
I agree. It all comes down to how we choose to use it.
Exactly. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Well said. I think that's the perfect segue into our next topic. We've talked about the big picture, the potential, the pitfalls of AI side hustles, but now I want to get down to brass tacks and see what other interesting ideas that YouTube video had to offer.
Okay, let's dive back into those examples and see what other creative and innovative ways people are using AI to make money.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground in our little AI side hustle exploration here.
We have, from dot-to-dot books to AI influencers generating like tens of thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah, some pretty crazy stuff. But let's be realistic for a second here.
Okay.
Can we really expect to rake in $500 plus per day with these hustles like that YouTube video suggested?
Right. I mean, some of those figures were pretty eye-popping.
They were. It's not like you can just plug in an AI and watch the money roll in.
Exactly. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
Right.
You still need to understand your target audience, create high-quality content or products, and market them effectively.
And let's not forget about the time and effort involved. It takes work to build any successful business, whether it's online or offline.
Yeah, for sure. AI or no AI, you got to put in the work.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners who are genuinely interested in exploring these AI side hustles? What advice would you give them?
I think the key is to be informed, be creative, and be realistic.
Yeah.
Do your research experiment with different tools and platforms, and don't be afraid to think outside the box.
Don't be afraid to try things out.
Exactly. The beauty of this technology is that it's so versatile.
Yeah.
It's all about finding those creative ways to apply it to solve problems or create value.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought. We've seen how AI is already starting to change the way we work and earn, and it's only going to become more prevalent in the years to come. The question is, how will we adapt and evolve alongside this rapidly advancing technology? How will we use AI to empower ourselves and create a better future?
That's a great question, and one that we all need to be thinking about. And if you're feeling inspired to explore these AI tools and ideas yourself, we'll have links to all the resources we mentioned in the show notes.
And don't forget to check out our next episode where we'll be doing a deep dive into that 90-day AI t-shirt experiment. We'll reveal the results, the strategies, the lessons learned. Until then, happy hustling.